Hey, so this is technically my 100th video on this channel, so I thought we'd do something a little special. I'm sure all of you are sick and tired of looking at this one background, so we're gonna do something a little crazy. I'm gonna be picking up the camera and we can do a little room tour. You know, give you a world premiere exclusive look at all my crap. So let's just start off here with this Gintama Art Print. I remember picking this up at the Artist Alley at Comic-Con. It's one of my favorite things in my room, hence why it's framed. I love Gintama. This is just so colorful, crams all the characters in it. Unfortunately, it was really busy that day, so I didn't get the artist's name. But if you know who this is, I would really love to know. I want to get more of his stuff. But under it, we have the Cyanide and Happiness comic, and I guess my name reveal. But I believe this was a custom thing they just add on their receipts. Then we have this little mini 6-hole ocarina necklace. Back in high school, the plan was to be able to play Zelda songs at any time, but I never did because people would have hated me more than they usually do. But next to it, we have a picture frame of RE5, one of my favorite games of all time. This was a pre-order bonus from Blockbuster, so definitely an ancient relic. But yeah, I was one of those weird people who bought games at Blockbuster, but I just realized the sticker says Resident Evil 2. But yeah, RE4 is a better game, but you know, RE5 with all its flaws is still just a lot more special to me. Over here used to be a bunch of crap that was getting in the way of flicking the lights, which is stupid because I have a smart bulb, but you know, I'm just lazy and it's still faster to just turn it on. But these Kirby's are small enough that I don't knock them over. But I absolutely love these little guys, they're always just vibing, just so carefree, living their best life in the moment. They're just perfect for taking your mind off things, helps keep the stress away, you know? I mean, just look at him, he's munching away his friend's brain without a care in the world. Kirby's just a silly little fella having a blast no matter what he's doing. Anyways, pretty soon this entire little shelf space is gonna be flooded with Kirby stuff. I got a bunch more on the way, I just don't know why I can't restrain myself when it comes to Kirby. He just gets some of the best merch. But shimmy to the left, we got my collector's edition of Undertale from Fangamer, as well as my Good Boy sticker. Hate to be another one of those guys on the internet, but Undertale is just a very witty and creative game. Still got that Papyrus Nendoroid coming, but we also got the Trash Taste postcard and mug. You know, just doing its thing, collecting dust. Hey, it's Editor Alex here from the future. Just wanted to add, I got this cute little cactus cat, or cat kiss. It's even got a cute little cactus tail. But it's made by Afternoon Fika, and I just have him jammed into the Trash Taste mug. Just thought he was too cute not to include in this video. Then we have some loose DS games, cause I was an idiot as a kid and got rid of the box. A cute little panda mug I stopped using cause it was a pain to clean. Then we got a brick of paper with the Death Note All-in-One edition. On top we have a Joking Hazard expansion. The guys were kind enough to sign and doodle on mine at Comic-Con, but being the token expansion, they even included rolling paper with the cards. But yeah, fun game if you like things like Cards Against Humanity. Then we have my little vinyl, This Is Fine, Dumpster Fire Dog, the perfect mascot to represent the chaos of my collection. Then we have the first 9 volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which covers the story before they started playing card games, which was really edgy and dark. I absolutely loved it. Of course, in front of it, we have a Dark Magician Girl from Dark Sides of Dimension, but it's a little dusty because I haven't gotten a chance to clean since this room doesn't get air conditioning. It's just way too hot. But yeah, Rock Lee getting a little fan service there. But to keep this video from being too long, I'll probably discuss the manga more in depth in another video. But I'll go over some highlights like this Mega Man manga which I picked up recently. God, it just looks so stupid, I really wish it was translated. I could easily gush about Mega Man all day, but I know it's pretty niche, so we'll just move on. Of course, I already mentioned how much I love Gintama. Really love this figure, it's a Banpresto fig. Obviously Gin doing a parody of Dragon Ball. But yeah, definitely don't discount prize figures, some of them get really creative. Underneath that, we have a bunch of my Shonen Jump stuff. I guess we'll start on the far left in the corner here with Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars. I just have the first and last volume since, you know, it's a series. I think you want to see the colors and hear the sizzle on the grill of the anime. But I'm really glad I have Soma. I believe this is one of his only figures, so I know a lot of people want it. But next to him we have the OG waifu. You know, you have a lot of childhood crushes, but Sheena from Tales of Symphonia was my first official waifu. Like, everything just clicked for me, from personality to looks. Though this little figure doesn't do her justice, but she's a summoner in the game, so she has a little fox friend, Corrin. Hanging on the ledge, we have the remit set for Hunter x Hunter. Really glad we got Machi, my favorite spider. She looks like Sheena, so I'm a little biased. But I'm really glad to have this set since we don't get a lot of Hunter x Hunter figures. But who knows with the manga coming back. But speaking of manga, a lot of series like Hunter x Hunter that are just too long, out of print, or just action heavy, I'll just collect the first volume. But to the right we have this adorable Callan figure from Code Geass from the Alice in Wonderland OVA. I really like it because it's pretty hard to get a non-lewd figure of Callan. To the right of that we have more Shonen Jump singles, some real classics in here like Super Mario of Chris Pratt. But starting from the left again, we have some Tokyo Pop stuff, what I would give to get a reprint of GTO and Get Backers. Because of GTO, I was very close to becoming a teacher. Oh, of course we can't forget about Lilo and Stitch, Stitch and the Samurai. Still pretty proud of the video I did for that, but next to it we have some Kodansha and Dark Horse manga. But moving on to the Nendoroids, for you classic old school Ojo-sama mamas, we got Naga from Slayers. She also has a crying face, which would go pretty well with Aqua actually. But almost everything goes with crying Aqua. Then we have the Snow Miku 22, still my favorite Nendoroid. Next to her we have Hakwa from The World God Only Knows a Few. Since she's a Shinigami who collects souls, I think it's pretty silly to have her next to Monokuma, collecting all the Danganronpa souls. But behind them we have a bunch of manga published by Vertical, mainly Bakemonogatari. I mean, just look how awesome this looks on a shelf. Like, it's just so colorful and you get a little preview of the cover art. I mean, I almost want to collect them just to keep the rainbow going. Moving down, we have a few random manga, like My Dad's the Queen of All VTubers, and a bunch of 7Cs. But in this corner, we have a bunch of Pokemans. I remember this Dialga was part of the Pokemon Diamond pre-order. This went on top of the stylus, but I just like ripped it off. And this chonky Pikachu I've had for as long as I can remember. He's a pencil topper, so you can shove a pencil up his butt. Same thing with Pidgey. I don't know where I got them, probably from some Chinatown when I was like 5. Then we have these little mini figures. This first one is an Ichiban Kuji, or a lottery figure. But they showed off some of the VTuber ones and they look super adorable. But anyways, I'm still impatiently waiting for a scale of Bunny Artoria. But I really love the angry expression on this. I think it goes well with Master Roshi. If he gets too handsy, she can totally kick his ass. Then, a while back, they aired a marathon on Twitch of Bob Ross. It was just so nostalgic, and watching him was just so amazing and relaxing at the same time. So this Funko Pop is just a reminder that we don't make mistakes, we make happy accidents. Moving to the left, we have my Yen Press shelf. We have the Pro ZD Refrigerator Senpai by U2's. I know he's a big fan of Nozaki-kun, so he's sitting in front, as well as these little plum minifigures of Yuru Camp. They're just so precious, but they're sitting there because, you know, the manga for Yuru Camp is also published by Yen Press, or it's called Laid Back Camp in English. But since they have that winter theme kind of going on, we also have the fuzzy Snow Kirby and Waddle Dee. Then I thought it'd be silly to have Summer Lifeguard Renekton be there. I'm sure a cold-blooded lizard like him doesn't appreciate it. Behind it, we have Horimiya, a special series to me since this was the first manga series I collected once I got a job and could buy my own stuff. But moving down, we have the big boy books like 20th Century Boys, basically a lot of the taller and thicker volumes. But speaking of thick, we also have Android 18. Absolutely amazing figure by Banpresto, and it's like only 20 bucks. Pretty much bigger than almost all of my scales. Next to it we have Mirio, my favorite character in My Hero, doing some hero things and kicking some android butt. After all, she was kinda a pain in the ass when she was a villain. But we also have the complete collection of Oizumi Poon Poon. I believe this is my first fully completed series that's more than a couple volumes. Then we have the most edgy title in the world, All You Need Is Kill. I'm pretty sure this is what the Tom Cruise movie was based on, The Edge of Tomorrow. I think it was also called Live, Die, Repeat. But then we also have another big lady. We have Lunch. Like Android 18, it's a glitz and glamour figure by Ben Presto. Though this one doesn't fully connect there at the center, which is a little annoying. Also, I just don't really like the base. But you know, you get a lot of bang bang for your buck for $20. Over here we have a few hardcover stuff as well as the Viz Big editions like Vagabond. Still missing 3 volumes there, but can't wait to finish it. But on the bottom we have another remit set. Just the Sumiko Garashi crew chillin' in Japan, doing things like sipping tea in your rock garden, or you know, enjoying the hot springs or onsen. Just a little something to hold me over until I have enough money to one day travel to Japan. Moving back to the top, we have a few more art prints from Comic-Con. This one I did get signed by the artist. This is done by Jamie Tyndall, but it's an art print of Spider-Gwen, getting mixed up with the symbiote. Lots of muscle definition here, a little spicy, a little creepy. Also got a League of Legends keychain hanging there. I believe this is Diana's sword. It's very pointy. It was great for opening letters. Little Pikachu pre-order bonus for Let's Go Pikachu. But yeah, these prints are basically just held up by thumbtacks. They're put into basically giant top loaders, you know, the stuff you see for trading cards. Then we have a print of Princess Mononoke, easily my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. I wish I could tell you the artist, but unfortunately I can't read the signature, and I kind of forgot, it was so long ago. But to mirror the other side, we have Leona's sword, as well as Eevee. But overall, I really like the way this looks, very symmetrical. It's so hot my phone overheated, but moving down, we have a print of 2B from Nier Automata. This is the same artist as the Gintama print. A little hard to see with the glare, but very badass and also a little sexy. Next to 2B, we have some Gears of War cog tags. They're a play on dog tags. But being an edgy teenager, I wore them for like a month in middle school. Hanging over here is a bomber jacket based on one of the most obnoxiously popular animes of our generation. For some reason, the lights and this camera make it look a little bit too blue, when in real life it looks a little more turquoise. I got this because I thought it'd be cool to wear, but then Demon Slayer just got way too popular. It's just too cringy to wear in public, and it actually gets way too hot. But also cringe is this Assassination Classroom necktie. Also hanging on the door was this Game Grumps shirt, but Danny and Arnold are turned into cute anime girls, also known as Game Gyaru. But the shirt is a small, and surprise, it's too small. Back when I used to go to cons, I always brought this Patrick backpack to carry everything. Doesn't really see much use since I haven't been to a con in like 5 years. Behind it, we have this Battleship Brigade apron. I'll talk about that more in a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot I had these cool little neckties I got from Germany. This sweet old man like made it himself, you know, running his own little tailor shop. So I got this tiger one as well as a little floral one over here. Also have a nerdy Space Invader tie. But you know, never really have a chance to wear these since you usually just go with a solid colored tie. We have a little poster from Rhett and Link's Book of Mythicality. Been watching them pretty much since YouTube started. Pretty much everyone I watch on YouTube are old school, but this is the indie game the apron was from. It's basically Iron Chef meets Monster Hunter and Match 4 puzzles. It's freaking awesome. I bought this game on PC as well as the collector's edition for Switch, which the physical one was made by Limited Run Games. If you haven't heard of them, they do physical releases for small indie games, most notably Celeste. Moving down, we have this very bodacious print of Beto. I'm sure if you're on the degenerate side of things, you'll recognize this artist. It's Sakimi-chan. But below it, we have the shrine built with the Beto merch from last video. Just the perfect amount of space. Still think that Shikishi board looks phenomenal. The best part is that I can hide it in plain sight by opening and leaving the door here, so my friends don't judge me too much. though it's not a foolproof plan since a lot of great manga is also on this tiny shelf. These are all the tall single volumes like Black Lagoon, Fire Punch, Delicious in Dungeon, My Dress Up Darling, and especially Grand Blue Dreaming. Over here I have some extra manga because I was super stupid and bought a second copy, or I got them in a blind box, which if you order from Right Stuff, don't ever get the $1 manga blind box. You get some seriously old out of print stuff, and they give you random volume numbers like 6 or 10. Moving more to the right, we have a Masato poster from Redbubble. Any longtime viewers might remember that from my art print haul. Then nothing too crazy over here. We do have the ASK poster card of Cheshire Cat, Jeff Bezos' listening device, box cutter. Of course, we also had to have our handy dandy bottle opener and coaster for when we need to get a little tipsy. You can also see my disaster of cables and equipment. And this is the camera I usually film on, the Sony a6000, but it was literally overheating every minute when I was trying to film this. Starting from the top again, we have a wall scroll of Swimsuit Samus. This was just some cheap stolen artwork knockoff from like a Chinatown or flea market. I've had it forever and I love Samus too much to get rid of it. We also have the Super Nintendo poster that came with the SNES Mini. This was the console that got me into video games. And to play those games, I bought the biggest TV that I could find that would fit on this glass display. You can see the stand legs are barely hanging on there. But we got a bunch of small little knickknacks here, like this music box from Undertale, this Game of Thrones USB stick. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is from loot crates from back in high school. You know, a lot of it is random crap you don't want, but you know, there are some cool things like the hoverboard from Back to the Future. I also love magnets. I got this Phoenix Wright briefcase that can hold a library card or something. Finally, to some lovely ladies, we have my two Myathos figures here. Honestly, Cheshire Cat is probably my favorite figure if you're not counting sentimental value. Like in terms of color, sculpt design, and concept, it's just a very impressive looking figure. The value for what you get is insane. I need a better spot for the Myathos Miku, but for now she's just sitting on my PS4 since she's pretty light. I bought this retro fighting game because I saw Maximilian Dude playing it. I want to collect more retro games, but with figures it's just too expensive. Here we have this really cool Samus Prince, which gives off a 3D effect and transforms between her armor and her Zero Suit when you turn. A few of my CDs like Star Bomb and NSP. Oh, and how could I forget, we have the Pokemon World CD, which had the new Pokemon theme song as seen on Kids WB. Some 80s music, Def Leppard, Queens, video game soundtracks. Oh, and this silly little Mario light, it turns on and makes that little coin block noise when you press it. We have a waifu playmat, back when I used to play a lot of trading cards, a bunch of insane scribbling, still going through the Kirby art book, it's very delightful, and then the super sick playmat of Yu Yu Hakusho, same artist as the Gintama and Art Print. Inside one of the world's smallest desks, we have a bunch of random things like more trading cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon to random stickers and art prints that I haven't gotten a chance to hang up or frame. At some point, I just want an entire wall plastered with prints. But man, I forgot how amazing some of these are. We should probably move on before I get too distracted, so if you want to see these more in depth, or see who the artist is, go check out the art print video. Under here we have a bunch of small books that I just didn't have space for on the shelf. Lots of Cyanide and Happiness comics. A small card binder, same art as the playmat. You can see I was really obsessed with that waifu for some reason. Some art books down here, as well as a super binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't really know how many people are interested in seeing my Yu-Gi-Oh collection. We have this uncomfortable and broken chair I really need to replace, but I just can't stop buying anime figures. Then this SpongeBob box, which has been an MVP because my tripod is just too dang short. A signed NSP poster from when I went to their concert. This was back in 2017. I remember it was a really shitty day because I asked for the day off, they didn't give it to me. Then it was raining and like everyone in line was drenched. So you can see the poster had like some water damage and a tear. But it was still a great concert. Then we have our femme fatale, Faye Valentine. This is done by the artist Rake. To be warned, some of their art is a little lewd if you decide to look them up. Once again, sorry about the glare, just try not to dox myself. But we have an art print of Lady Maria from Bloodborne. This is done by the artist Raiko. Out of all my art prints, this is probably the artist I have the most of. We have a nightmare catcher that my sister gave me, which I guess it kind of pairs well with the Bloodborne poster, since Bloodborne is all about nightmares. But on the opposite end, we have a horde of cute plushies. I guess I should clarify, this isn't where I sleep. This was a nice empty bedroom that I've turned into a collection room. I really want to replace this bed with a couch to have more space, but I don't really have anywhere to put this bed outside of my kitchen. But yeah, you can see my giant horde of plushies. My personal favorite being this Croconana, half crocodile, half banana. Little Pikachu hidden back here. At the foot of the bed, we have some manga box sets like Full Metal Alchemist, Claymore, Dragon Ball. Oh, and this awesome model kit of Yugi's Millennium Puzzle. You can see you actually had to make and assemble each piece and then actually put the puzzle together. But it doesn't come with instructions, so it's pretty awesome or terrible depending on who you are. I was thinking about doing a stream of me putting it together, but I have no idea how long it will actually take. A G Gundam model kit of Burning Gundam or God Gundam. Some candle wax to make the room smell nice. There's the Orin High School Host Club box set. This box is where I keep the faces of all my plastic victims, like some deranged serial killer, as well as their body parts. An empty frame because I still can't decide what I want to put there. This is a Red Riding Hood illustration by J. Scott Campbell, famous for doing a lot of comic book covers. My friend was able to get us early access and this poster to the Avengers movie, so I always appreciated it and kept it. Then some underclassmen gave me some TMNT nunchucks as a senior gift. Kinda racist, but I still appreciate it. Then some more Game Gyaru art by D. Slooks. Love his retro anime style. Then we have the heavy-hitting Giovanna from Guilty Gear. This is made by Dat Cravat. Hopefully I didn't butcher the artist's name. Then we have this Nessa print from Pokemon. Didn't even play Sword and Shield, but love the character design. Another Raiko art piece, but this one is of their OC named Tess. A lot of similarities to Samus, so there's that. And then we got some Mega Man headphones hanging here. They do light up, so that's pretty fun, but they're also mega uncomfortable and mega painful to my ears. Then we have the glorious Amiibo collection, which I don't think a lot has changed. Not a lot of Amiibos have come out since I last showed these off. You know, up front we have the Smash Amiibos, but in the back we have some pretty cool ones like the Golden Shovel Knight and Solaire from Dark Souls. I mean, I just always love looking at the Amiibo collection. It's just basically a color overdose. Just nostalgia everywhere you look. There's the wedding Mario figures back there, as well as the furry. My boy Boo back there with Pixel Mario. And then we get to the painful section where I'm missing like 3 Smash Amiibos. Basically both Corins and P1 Cloud. I don't really care about the Mii Fighters. Oh, I guess we did add the Metroid Dread Amiibos, but the Link's Awakening Amiibo is still one of my favorites. Such a great art style. Then we got my man crush over here, we got Terry Bogard. He's pretty much my go-to in Smash, and I would also Smash. Here we have my Tales of Series collection with Velvet, Milia, and Lloyd. All these are made by Alter, so they're really nice. Wind Waker Link back there, still giving other Link the stink eye. Then we have a 12-hole ocarina, a little bit bigger than the other one we showed. Then a Twilight Princess soundtrack from Nintendo Power I recently dug up. Got a copy of Digimon Digital Card Battle from Blockbuster, another childhood favorite, but an even bigger childhood favorite is obviously Mega Man X here. Still got those sealed copies of the Japanese version of the X collection. But you can see my Mega Man copy is like held together by tape. There's a PlayStation 1 memory card I also just recently found. And then Ape Escape. This is a Japanese copy of the party game, super obscure. As a kid, I just had a soft spot for party games. Like back then, there was so much more than just Mario Party. Like every other major series tried to cash in on it. But I'm getting sidetracked. We have a bunch of Zero figures here. You know, him and Terry pretty much solidified my love for ponytails. You give any character a ponytail, male or female, I will instantly gravitate towards them. This display is pretty packed, especially with Cynthia and Garchomp taking up so much room. Looking at this again, I really can't justify any more Pokemon stuff. But you also got a little Sonic and Mario back there. Like I mentioned earlier, freaking Sonic Shuffle, the Sonic version of Mario Party, freaking awesome. Here we have the boys just hanging out. We got Domon Kashu, the King of Hearts, pretty much everything I wanted to be when I was a kid. You also got my man Levi, female Deadpool, which is pretty much one of the boys. You got Goku back there with his super fabulous hair, but to match we also have Yugi, equally over the top with the hairstyle. Such a great figure, but I cut up the insert from the box. I'm sure some collectors would call that blasphemous, but by the Egyptian gods, I think it looks really cool. But the girls next door also looking pretty nice. These are all 1/7, so they are tall ladies. Quite like the symmetry kind of going on there with the two ladies on the 1 foot in the back, and then we got our professors up front with the beautiful Muramasa in the center. But we also got a display over here for our 1/8 waifus. Senju Gahara, still top tier. Here we have the game that shall not be named. But I will say the Caitlyn looks a little out of place, since she has a very different art style from the other two. I'll probably move Miss Fortune with the other pirates once those figures come in. And then we still have a bunch of space left for Papa Parades. I still haven't gotten a single one since Amaterasu. I really hope Okayu and Korone haven't been lost at sea. And then we have a few model kits and Figmas over here. Still got War Greymon in the back with the Liger. We got Farah, my Egyptian queen. And then a bunch of Samurai Ninja weebs. Before I forget, we can take a peek inside the closet. What a surprise, it's pretty much just boxes. This used to be so organized like a championship Tetris player, but until it cools down, I am not gonna sort this. And if you still don't think I'm a degenerate, we have a super spicy Swimsuit Samus, also by Raiko. But I hope you're prepared to see the horror that is my Funko Pop collection. Honestly, way more embarrassing than the Samus print. Most of the stuff here are from loot crates, though I did buy that Pyra figure, but at like 75% off. She was my favorite character in Ruby. There's that ponytail bias coming in. There's so much random nerd stuff in there, like this Esdef phone case, Hitman Reborn jewelry, sealed decks of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, SNES games, the Infinity Stone Easter eggs, the Dragon Sword from Ninja Gaiden. I think there's a wooden sword from Bleach, and a bunch of Nerf guns, and of course Handsome Squidward and Patrick. I could probably go over more things, but my brain is melting. This room used to be so simple and clean, and now it's cluttered with colorful nerd garbage. Sometimes I just want to roll a Katamari through here. But I hope everybody enjoyed this disorganized room tour. Anyways, if you want to see more nerd and otaku stuff, you can subscribe and have me shovel it into your face. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye-bye.